The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. After making the crossing, Jesus and his disciples came to land at Gennesaret and tied up there. As they were leaving the boat, people immediately recognized him. They scurried about the surrounding country and began to bring in the sick on mats to wherever they heard he was. Whatever villages or towns or countryside he entered, they laid the sick in the marketplaces and begged him that they might touch only the tassel on his cloak. And as many as touched it were healed. This is the gospel of the Lord. It is not hard for us in our imaginations to picture what is going on in today's gospel as Jesus is continuing his ministry, his public ministry, in the northern part of what is now Palestine or Israel. At that time, of course, there were not hospitals, clinics, pharmacies where people could get medical treatment, be cured of curable diseases. There was nothing like that. And the sick were also subjected to non-sanitary conditions. And so the problem of health care was very severe. And when someone who was able to heal entered their midst, they were astounded and enthusiastic. And so they responded to Jesus so enthusiastically, bringing their sick in large numbers wherever he was, even so that they could touch the tassel of his cloak. But Jesus did not come just to be a healer, to eliminate the scourge of sickness and handicaps. He came for a far greater reason. He came to reveal God's love. And he did the revelation of God's love not in mass among many people alone. His main teaching and the main mission of Jesus was focused on individuals, individual persons. We see this ministry, for example, in the 15th chapter of St. Luke's Gospel, the 14th and the 15th verse. There, St. Luke says, Jesus told a parable about the Good Shepherd. He said to the crowd, "Which of you who had 100 sheep and lost one in the desert would not leave the 99 and go after the lost sheep? And when he found the sheep, he would be so happy that he'd put the sheep on his shoulders and bring them back to celebrate with his friends and family." This is God's heart, if you will, the heart of the Father revealed in human terms by Jesus. He also told in that same chapter about the son who wandered off because of his immaturity, and how the father went out every day looking for the Son to return. And when he did return, he threw a banquet for him. This was to reveal in stories what the mission of Jesus is. And we must realize that that mission that Jesus began in his earthly life is continuing in the church of today. That we are Jesus' means of coming present as far as possible through our love. So the mission of Jesus was not to heal as a doctor, even if he was sympathetic towards those who were ill or unhealthy. It was to reveal his personal relationship with each one of us. He has this desire, which can be called the divine democracy, in which every human person is of infinite worth in the eyes of our Heavenly Father and Jesus and Mother Mary. And we're all invited individually, not in mass, large groups, crowds, to experience God's love. That is not the revelation of Jesus. That is why he celebrated the Last Supper with his friends, returned at Pentecost, and transformed them from disciples into apostles. This is the great mystery of our Christian faith experience. Yes, the church is made up of large crowds, and there's national churches, the churches of the Philippines, the churches of Asia and Europe. But each one of those churches is a family, and Jesus is there because he is divine, and he's doing all in his power through the members of the church to bring his love to others, so that we can have an interpersonal relationship with Jesus and collaborate with him in bringing his message to others, so that they too can experience Jesus as their friend and their Lord. And that is why it's good in today's gospel to see Jesus healing, having a sympathetic heart, a sacred heart for those who are afflicted. Jesus has that heart for them today. But he also comes to each one of us personally and tries to relate to us in a deep, intimate relationship.